Throughout American history, anti-war protests have emerged as a powerful form of dissent against government policies and military actions. From the Revolutionary War to the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan, Americans have taken to the streets to voice their opposition to war and advocate for peace. One notable era of anti-war activism occurred during World War I. As the United States entered the war, opposition grew, fueled by concerns about government overreach and the suppression of civil liberties. The passage of the Espionage Act of 1917 and the Sedition Act of 1918 marked a dark chapter in American history, as these laws directly contradicted with the principles enshrined in the First Amendment of the US Constitution. By criminalizing dissent and stifling free speech, these acts infringed upon the fundamental rights of Americans to criticize their governments and express opposition to war. Similarly, during the Vietnam War, anti-war protests reached unprecedented levels. Millions took to the streets to condemn the US military, leading to clashes with law enforcement and the government authorities. The tragic events at Kent State University in 1970, where National Guard troops opened fire on unarmed student protesters, underscored the dangers of excessive force and the erosion of civil liberties in times of war. In more recent years, protests against the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have also highlighted the tension between government actions and the constitutional rights. The use of force to suppress dissent, the targeting of whistleblowers and journalists, and the erosion of privacy rights in the name of national security have raised serious concerns about the protection of civil liberties in the post-9/11 era. Despite these challenges, anti-war protests have remained a vital aspect of American democracy, serving as a reminder of the importance of holding government accountable and upholding the principles of freedom of speech and assembly. And the protests carried out by university students in the US now are the perfect example for it, as nationwide protests have erupted in American university in rejection to the participation of the US in the ongoing Israeli genocide in Gaza.